Ever wondered what would happen if Chinese mythology collided with modern gaming? Black Myth Wukong isn't just another RPG or role-playing game. It's a deep dive into the myths and architecture that has shaped China's cultural landscape for centuries. As architects and designers, we were very impressed with the quality and aesthetic of the game. In this video, we'll break down how the game came to life and how much of what you see in the game is rooted in Chinese architecture and culture. Let's explore. This game is inspired by the Chinese myth of Sun Wukong, the Monkey King. Sun Wukong is a key figure from the 16th century Chinese novel Journey to the West, one of the 4 great classic novels of Chinese literature written by Wu Chenggen, a novelist and poet of the Ming Dynasty. The myth tells the story of a rebellious and powerful monkey born from stone, who gains supernatural abilities and embarks on an epic journey to seek immortality. Despite his mischievous and rebellious streak, Wukong ultimately becomes a disciple of the monk Shangzang, accompanying him and his other 3 disciples on a quest to retrieve sacred Buddhist scriptures while battling Yaoguais. This word appears a lot in the game, and it means non-humans that possess supernatural powers. The game was released on the 20th of August 2024. This is not a random date, as this day is considered Sun Wukong's birthday in folklore. This character is very beloved by many Chinese, as it was their childhood hero, especially to those born in the 80s and 90s. The reason behind it is that during these decades, many famous TV shows and movies based on the book were released. In 1986, a show named Journey to the West was a massive hit in China. As well as this, in 1986, the famous TV show Dragon Ball was aired, becoming a classic for many and being broadcast in 81 countries worldwide. The creator of the series, Akira Toriyama, who passed away this year, was a fan of the book. That's why the character of Goku is actually based on Sun Wukong. The game draws heavily from the myth of this book, but how similar are they? Even though the game brings the legendary story to life, staying true to the essence of Chinese mythology, it presents a darker, more intense version of Wukong compared to the novel's lighter, adventurous tone. Visually, the game's Wukong has a dark fantasy atmosphere. The main character in the game shares core characteristics with the book, such as Wukong's extraordinary abilities, giving the player the option to gain 9 of the original 72 transformations from the book, shapeshifting into various animals and objects while battling the bosses and enemies along the different chapters of the game. During the game, the player has Wukong's ability to fight with Ruyai Jingyu Bang, a magic long-crafted stick, which can expand or shrink at will. During the game, you are also given the option to customize this magic weapon into different styles and abilities. Another important point in the book is that Wukong must face 81 hardships along the way. The game has added this storyline in the form of fights against 81 Yaoguais, chiefs, and bosses, including 32 extra characters. One of the main differences from the book is that, in the game, you set out as the Destined One to retrieve all 6 of Sun Wukong's relics. This is where the 6 senses of Buddhism are realized in gameplay form. With the completion of each chapter, 6 in total, players acquire a relic with various gameplay benefits inspired by these 6 senses. But how did this game come to life? First unveiled in 2020, the game was developed by Chinese studio Game Science. When the very first gameplay trailer came out, the game shocked the world. By that time, only around 20 people were working on it. After the success of the trailer, many people joined the team. Nowadays, the team has 150 employees. The program they used to create the game was Unreal Engine 4 and 5. This is a video game engine created by the Epic Games company. It is used by designers as well as by many architects to create stunning renders and visuals, as it offers real-time rendered quality. The co-founder and CEO of Game Science, Feng Ji, said recently in an interview, "We are glad that so many gamers outside of China enjoy seeing this retelling of Journey to the West, but we didn't mean to ingratiate a specific group of people initially, neither Chinese players nor others. We've just been obsessed with this Chinese mythology. Unfortunately, people overseas have hardly ever heard of it. The success of Black Myth Wukong is hard to overlook. In just one day, it became the most played single-player game with over 2.4 million concurrent players. The game is at least 15 hours long and is available to play on different platforms like PS5, Steam, Epic Game Store, and Wii Game. It has sold 10 million copies 3 days after its release. With the success of the game, fans are being drawn to Chinese culture, and this is boosting tourism in the country. Rather than relying on artistic renderings, the game developers utilized 3D scanning technology to authentically recreate architectural wonders. Black Myth Wukong features around 36 real locations across China, and 27 of them are in Shaanxi province. This province in the northern part of China is surprisingly one of the least visited places in the country, but it has historical architecture and landscapes. Let's explore together some of the most impressive hidden gems from the game. First on our list is the Taifo Temple in Gaoping City, Shaanxi Province. Many monsters and stone statues in the game are inspired by the 24 deity life-size statues from this temple. We can also see the Jiuzhishan Temple in Linfen City, Shaanxi Province. In the game, its Keisu sculptures serve as one of the key inspirations for designing the scene of suspended sculptures of the fake Buddha kingdom. Next, we have the Yonggang Grottos in Daitong City, Shaanxi Province. Their 252 caves and 51,000 statues represent the outstanding achievement of Buddhist cave art in China. Its influence on the game can be seen through several visual and thematic elements. The Hanging Temple in Daitong City, Shaanxi Province, it's a historical marvel. Legend has it that the temple was constructed by a monk in the late 5th century AD. Built on the cliffs of Mount Hengshan, the buildings are supported by wooden pillars that are inserted into holes, cut into the mountain body. The Hanging Temple scene in the game, in Chapter 3, recreates a similar version of this construction, providing players with an immersive experience. The Yuheng Temple in Jinshan, Shaanxi Province. The 28 Constellations Hall has a brick-built altar and statues of the 28 constellation gods. The sculpture of Kangin Long appears in the game as a replica of the original one. Shuanglan Temple in Pingyao County, Shaanxi Province, is one of the most important national Buddhist temples, which has been listed as a UNESCO World Cultural Heritage Site. It keeps over 2,000 ancient painted sculptures and lots of frescoes. We can see a reaction of these sculptures in Chapter 4 of the game. Finally, we have the Dezhu rock carving in Chongqing. This site, like the previous one, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It consists of a series of intricate stone carvings that represent Buddhist, Confucian, and Taoist religious scenes. Many sculptures and scenes in the game are drawn from the Dezhu rock carvings. After playing the game, it has blown our minds how much work has been put into the design of all the scenarios, as we have used Unreal Engine in the past for our architectural projects, and it requires a lot of time and patience to create such a level of detail. Some of our favorite features of the game are the safe spots. The fact that to save your progress in the game, you have to use small shrines, and they look different depending on the chapter. We also really liked the meditation spots and all the amazing scenes that it shows while you are meditating. We appreciate that the game is filled with cultural details like the different attires of the main character, all the celestial pills, the masks, and all the objects you can collect throughout the game. You can also see the love that the designers have for the book and the myths with things like the journal, which explains all the characters of the game, or the small cartoonish movie that explains a myth of the book by the end of each chapter, and the amazing traditional style interactive murals. Inside the game, there's no guiding map, but because of that, it invites you to explore every corner of the game. And it has created a community where people are helping each other to find hidden locations and bosses. As architects and designers, before the release of the game, we were thinking, is it going to be an accurate reflection of Chinese myths? Or is it just a game designer fantasy? Now we can say that the game does an impressive job of staying true to traditional Chinese architecture while adding fantasy twists to gameplay. The environments are not just visually stunning, they have a lot of research behind in the Chinese cultural heritage. Thank you for watching. What are your thoughts on the game? Let us know in the comments below. See you in the next adventure.